Yeah.
Frozen.
No.
I'm frozen.
He's
Wait, no. I'm frozen in time by the astuteness of your analysis that was happening before we started recording.
Again, Dan, I can only tell you what I can tell you, and I'm so glad that you were here to listen to all that prior to the podcast. People, if you missed it, I am so sorry that you missed out on such a great relegation, if you will.
You can find us at Beyond the Falls on Patreon, where you learn all about what's happening on King Falls AM from 8 years ago.
Oh my God.
Just sign up on Patreon, and you too can be a Beyond the Falls listener.
I'm the
In fact, we'll tease you. Yeah, we'll tease you with an entire second half of the show, but really only deliver 20 episodes and then drag you along for 2 years.
Oh my gosh.
'Cause I'm to that point.
You're at that point where it's just pulling you through, and you just keep.
Well, no,
listening.
I'm at the point where they blow up the station. Spoiler.
Yeah.
And then the thing pauses for. They pause and then they get back, and you're thinking they're going to keep doing more, but then like COVID happens and they can't get the actors, and now the guy that plays Ben is on the Jesus and the Apostle show.
Oh, the Jesus and the Apostle show?
Chosen.
Oh,
The Chosen.
Okay.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but that's great for today, the day we're recording.
Yeah, it actually is
Ironic.
ironic that I was looking up Noah James's career and seeing he's on The Chosen. Is that right? Yeah, The Chosen. Apparently it's a TV series.
Okay.
Oh, there's many episodes.
Oh, wow.
He's Apostle Andrew. I don't think it went well for Apostle Andrew, if I remember correctly.
I don't know.
From my Bible days.
My knowledge after being excommunicated was a little iffy.
Excommunicated.
My dad was excommunicated. We just bounced.
How was
around
your
a lot.
dad? Okay, explain. How was your dad excommunicated? Like, this seems difficult.
He married my mom, and she wasn't of their.
She wasn't the chosen.
She wasn't the chosen. She wasn't of their church, and whatnot. And so
I see.
we were asked not to come back. They were asked not to come back. So.
Probably good life choices. I did find out Noah James was in something else. Yeah, and you know what? This is the best beginning of Funny Book Forensics ever, because
so good.
This conversation has nothing to do with comics.
Nothing to do with it. It's just like
nothing to do with Jimmy Olsen. Nothing to do. Just like the Dan is re-listening to a audio dramedy from 8 years ago, and we just randomly start talking about it. But I felt like we were setting up to tell people to go to Patreon, and we don't have a Patreon.
We don't have one. Maybe we should get one. Maybe that would be beneficial for us, Dan.
No, because if we had a Patreon, then Jason would just tell us to do every single King Kong versus somebody in Godzilla book.
But we're probably going to do it anyways, just because.
Well, I mean, that may be true, but right now, I mean, that's why we don't have a Patreon.
Because you don't want to do what people pay for.
No, exactly. Is my infinite sadness worth that to you?
I mean, your infinite sadness is infinite, and that's what I tell people when they ask if I have a podcast, and I say, yes, I have one with my friend Dan. We've been friends for years, and we do this podcast together. And if you like what you get when you talk to me, you'll get that with Dan's infinite sadness attached.
Wow. Okay. Well, I had somebody.
And if you pay extra money, you can get more infinite sad. You get infinite stacked on top of each other sadness.
Well, somebody asked me today if anybody listens to our podcast, and I promptly said no.
Oh.
And then they said, oh, well, at least you're having fun.
Oh, wow.
It was like the most dismissive, like...
We have listener.
Yeah. We have like 3
I said
or 4.
We have listener.
But
I put the app on my grandma's phone.
We've doubled our listeners this year.
Yeah, and I put the app on my grandma's phone and download it every week. She doesn't know what it is.
And they did that on on Silicon Valley when they like had a farm like all download their app and
Yeah.
use it like one time.
Right?
So they pretended like they had a bunch of unique users.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that.
That's my grandma's got it on her iPhone and on her iPad. So I mean, we're raking in the listeners.
Did you know that Noah James was in one episode of Shameless?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And you know, he's got such a unique voice for Ben on the show. You'd think I would have noticed that,
You
right?
would have noticed, but you didn't. Now I'll have to go back and find that one episode.
Yeah, I will have to go find. Well, you know, not to get distracted by Noah James's career. Good for Noah James.
Yes, good for him.
He was fun as Ben Arnold on King Falls AM.
Yes.
And we're here to talk about Jimmy Olsen,
who ironically is much like the character of Ben Arnold on King Falls AM. You could draw the parallels all day, Dan, if you wanted to. Played by Noah James.
I believe it'd be in reverse. I believe we'd be saying Ben Arnold was a lot like Jimmy Olsen. I believe Jimmy Olsen probably came first.
That is true, but I mean, you cut this potato any way you want to, it still turns into French fries.
No, you have to like deep fry them in like beef tallow or something yummy, and then make them. I mean, yeah. I have new standards for fries, by the way.
I bet you do. Now it has to be beef tallow French fries with aioli on the side. Oh no.
I don't want aioli. I just want mayonnaise and ketchup mixed together.
That is the best. I made some last night for my French fries as well. Crinkle cut ones straight out of the air fryer.
No, legitimately, have you had the fries from the butcher's table?
I have not. Are they good? Are they delicious?
Yes. They are obscene.
They
make them in beef tallow. Like, they are absolutely obscene.
And you're like, I shouldn't want more, but I want more, and just keep...
You can't eat more. They're too, like, good and rich.
It's a meal
amazing
unto itself.
You probably could just have them as a meal and be satisfied with your life.
What if you had those fries with like just slices, like slivers of steak on top?
I'm not sure. Like
you could.
That could happen.
Or just like ground, like sirloin. Just.
Well, I definitely had a steak with them, but that's a whole. Well, anyway, this is not. You know what? This is not King Falls AM cast. This is not Noah James career cast. This is not Beef Tallow Fries cast. This is Funny Book Forensics. Welcome. We're here with you on Easter Sunday, also known as a national holiday called 420, which, based on Greg's appearance, you can clearly see he's been taking advantage of that today.
And now I've just been in bed.
You are wearing a green jelly T-shirt, which clearly indicates that you are very high today.
No.
That's children's author Greg Smith.
That is not true. There's no truth to that. This is purely me just hanging out, just having the laziest day of them all. Eating ham and being lazy.
Eating ham?
Yeah.
And why were you so hungry?
Oh, Dan. Because I had eggs and I had a waffle.
Right. There's a lot of, so you had eggs and a waffle and ham and so what would prompt you to be so hungry throughout the day? So
my metabolism, dude. My metabolism.
Your metabolism.
Yeah. I mean, it just like burns right through.
That's about as good of explanation of your metabolism.
And there's no additives to it.
Are you the Flash?
Yeah. No. I mean, if I was, then I'd not weigh what I weigh. Which actually is not bad.
If you ate as much as you described, you might weigh as much as you weigh as the Flash.
I know, but I mean, I'm doing all right, even though I had a setback in my health plan. This is not the
This is
abs.
Also not Abs at 50 podcast.
I know, but
Jimmy Olsen.
I know.
Why are we delaying talking about a Jack Kirby book so much?
We're not delaying talking about a Jack Kirby book, but I mean, you want to really know, it's almost like this cover does it to us. You look at this amazing cover that is presented to us for this book number 135, and you have expectations, much like this podcast is going to get to some fantastic dialogue about the book.
Honestly, saw this cover and was highly disappointed because we learned last issue that Superman is an asshole.
Oh yeah, and then you see this cover and you're like, oh wow, it's like Superman and Lilliputian, and he's getting torn apart by a bunch of baby Supermans, and you're like, oh wow, I want to see that. I'm
But
gonna
while
spoil it.
Superman is certainly part of Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, I'm not gonna lie. This cover disappointed me a little bit. The cover's beautiful, first
It
off.
is
So
great.
it's not the art in the cover that
No,
disappointed me. Now, laughing about the fact that somebody else had to go redraw all of the Superman faces on the cover after Jack Kirby
so
did
many.
the cover
That's probably why
is
they have so many
entertaining.
back. Like you're just seeing the
Yeah.
backs of so many Supermen, because it is full of Supermen fighting Superman. So
If I was Jack Kirby, I would have just trolled them by drawing as many Superman faces as possible and then making
facing
them redraw
outward,
them.
so they're all
Yeah,
facing
well, there
outward.
are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Uh,
6,
a couple of
7,
profiles, yeah,
8, 9, at least 9 that had to be redrawn.
yeah.
That's fantastic.
Please
Yeah,
redraw my
well,
Superman.
I think like we were making some progress in the story, right? So
Yeah,
where we left off, they found the Mountain of Doom, and Wizwagon got us there, and they'd met the Harrys, and we were starting to discover what was going on behind the scenes. We learned that Darkseid exists.
mm-hmm.
We've got so we have a lot of things going
Bad
on.
Darkseid.
And then I'm to the point where I don't want this book to be about Superman.
I know, I get that. You don't want it to be about Superman, but he's here, so we kind of have to talk about him. He's the big elephant in the room, if you will.
But it's almost like in Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, Superman should be the supporting character.
I fully understand that, and I sign on it.
Yeah, and so I think that's why I was a little bit disappointed. I do like the nefarious looking Jimmy Olsen standing over saying, "You're finished, Superman. You can't beat the horde of killer Superman I'm unleashing from my evil factory."
Oh gosh!
I also see that Jack Kirby and Ron Swanson went to the same school of naming things. Evil Factory, very good construction.
Yes.
Just it's
It's
well, we
just-
flipped the page.
Yeah.
You're like you weren't ready. You were like we're going to talk about something else. Dan, are we still going to talk about the cover?
It's just spitting out little Supermen. Every time Jimmy pulls that crank, it's like ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. It's like a slot machine of Superman.
I don't like that actually. But what happens if you don't hit the magic and don't hit the 777s? Then you just get no Superman.
You get a bunch of bizarros. That would just be like, uh-oh.
Now we turn the page, and I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Just a very legitimate question here.
Shoot.
We've got a Snoopy monogram model of the Red Baron and Snoopy. And why does your wife, Anne, not own this?
Why does she not own this? That's a good question.
Yes. This looks like a very thing that Anne would very much want to have.
It does. I will bet you we've had something like this, and amongst our collectors group of items that are Snoopy and Peanut related, she's probably traded or sold it for something else that's Snoopy related or Peanut related. Or gifted it to her mom, as her mom and her are Peanut and Snoopy enthusiasts. So, and then we have a few of our fine customers at the Retro Emporium that are also Snoopy enthusiasts. What's funny, and I'll tell you,
the Retro Emporium on Meeker Street in Kent, Washington.
Yes, the very one.
One.
When we had the band Green Jelly, the shirt that I'm wearing, in our store last week, Bill Manspeaker, the front man for Green Jelly, he saw and
wait, say his name again.
Bill Manspeaker.
Really?
That's his name. So he
speaks for ladies, or
that I honestly I don't know.
Is this like a Me Too thing?
No,
Like,
I didn't ask. It's just been his name.
Oh, okay.
It's been his name since he created the band. So I'm assuming that's a name that is a family name. So
oh, so it's sort of like Chris Jericho was named after Jericho, the comic book character, but it sort of outgrew its usefulness. And like CM Punk was Chick Magnet Punk, but that grew out its usefulness because now he's like an advocate.
perhaps, but the point I was going to make is,
And the man speaker name grew out its usefulness, perhaps.
I don't know.
Because it used to be an extreme name
An extreme
when the
name.
band came out. Like XX Extreme.
Perhaps. He saw a giant-sized Snoopy stuffed animal. And by giant size, I mean it was like the size of like an 8-year-old child, like huge, like, I mean, big Snoopy doll. And he was very, very interested in leaving with it. He really wanted to procure said Snoopy doll, but then there was many other things that he also liked in the store. So Snoopy did not go home with him. Also, he was flying home that night, and I think the reality of taking a giant Snoopy on an airplane, how would one do that?
What if he got giant Snoopy his own seat?
He could have, but I also think that I mean it's a giant Snoopy. We don't even have
Where
a place.
Where does Green Jelly reside?
So Green Jelly is it's a large band. Majority of them are in Los Angeles, and then there are other members that reside around the United States. So
I see. So you could just see them like walking down the street.
You could. Some of them are here, some of them are there, some of them are everywhere.
Like they walked into the Retro Emporium last week.
Yes, they did. Like there was 9 of them. It was pure insanity. They took up the whole entire record room. People were coming in going, "What is going on?"
Very happy.
She was very happy. It was a noodle party going on. People were walking in going, "I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry that there's all these pool noodles everywhere." But yeah, it was insanity. And great stuff. Much like this book.
Which we'll get to. I believe that Green Jelly could have been part of the Harrys.
They could have been part of the Harrys. No joke. After meeting a few of them, and super nice people, just really great with all the folks that came in. So definitely good times. If you ever get a chance to see them in your area, if you're anywhere and they're popping up and doing a show, I strongly encourage and urge you to go.
Well, we are into Jimmy Olsen. We are into the issue here. That'd be 135, I believe. 135. And we've got Who Are the Harrys? And it says why. And we get some editorial commentary here from the editor and writer, Jack Kirby.
Yes.
Who says why they are the top of the iceberg. The part 1 can see jutting out of the depths of the unknown. But what is at the bottom of this symbolic iceberg? Why, File 202, of course. And the secret of that, my friends, means more than mere fright.
Oh, no.
Mere danger.
Oh, no.
Mere death. But don't let this stop you. Follow Jimmy Olsen and his pal, Superman, to the Evil Factory.
Evil Factory.
Dun, dun, dun. Well, we do have the Evil Factory. There seem like there's a bunch of scrappers on there.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of weird stuff going on, man.
Well, yeah, the Newsboy Legion is back.
Mm-hmm.
And the new spectacular Golden Guardian.
Oh, yeah.
Who we're going to talk about next podcast.
Right. Of course. I mean, we don't
want to spoil anything here.
There's so many Supermen. There's so many Scrappers. It's a whole cacophony of familiar faces.
But we will talk about the Evil Factory, the project.
Yes, the project.
And we've got some folks walking around, and they've made a whole bunch of replicas of Jimmy Olsen, the Newsboy Legion, Superman.
Man, when you got Daft Punk coming in, and they're like, "Hey, let's go all around the world."
Yeah,
it looks like a Daft Punk cover, like, with the two guys.
Well, they do on page 2. They're all like, "As representatives of our forces on Earth, we must be ever precise with our responsibilities. How little Earthmen suspect of our presence here." Well, yeah, we didn't know about you until like last episode or last issue.
Yeah.
So I agree. And And apparently we didn't know about their super secret activities here.
No, not at all.
But they're bragging about this. We get this 1-page spread where they're making a bunch of like humanoid creatures on page 3, which is creepy as hell.
It is. It's like they got a weird bladder of people.
I wonder how much this art would cost one to get this page.
I mean,
page 3.
It's probably out there. You could probably find it for a pretty penny.
I mean, there's no Superman or Jimmy Olsen in it, so it should knock down the price a little bit. But it's so cool. I want this.
It's very unique.
If any of our listeners own page 3 Jack Kirby original art from
Dan wants to know.
Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, number 135, hook me up.
He wants
But yeah, they're bragging about. I feel like when anybody's ever bragging about cloning, it never goes well.
No, it never goes well. We're cloning them. We're making more.
Well, they've made a giant.
Oh, man.
It's kind of a creepy giant. He came from a sex dungeon.
And that mask on.
Yeah, it's he's got his zipper mask. He ended up being. He also made an appearance in Pulp Fiction.
Oh yeah, he did. He came out of the box and had a suit on and stuff in that episode.
Yeah, so
brief appearance.
He's made. Yeah, I looked him up. He's made several appearances on IMDb.
Okay.
And we meet our villains here. We've got Mokari.
Wow.
And Simeon.
I've ordered some stuff from that website.
Mokari?
Yeah, Mokari. Yeah, you bid on stuff, and if you win, you get it. It's kind of like eBay, but different.
Isn't that the one where it's like a complete ripoff?
Oh yeah, totally. Got scammed so many times.
You were buying stuff on there?
Yeah, I got scammed so many times.
You fall for the commercials every single time.
Oh, I did.
And don't leave Greg alone with the Home Shopping Network, folks.
I love the Home Shopping Network. Actually, my grandma loves the Home Shopping Network.
I've seen
that is
more of the problem.
That's more of the problem. She knows
maybe
the
if you,
announcers by name.
Maybe if you brought grandma to the store more often.
She doesn't like to leave the house. She knows them and they know her.
I see.
As soon as she calls, oh hey, it's you again. How's it going? What can we sell you? Is it item 44737? Oh yeah, perfect. How many do you want? Do you want that shipped right away?
Do you want that in the giant version or the regular size version?
And do you need 2 of them? Everybody needs 2 of them. Nobody needs 2.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Well, Superman and the Doom Wagon. That's not the Whiz Wagon, right?
No, it's not the Whiz Wagon.
Inside the Mountain of Doom.
Yeah.
Mountain of Judgment. Why am I calling it the Mountain of Doom?
It's
Mountain of Judgment.
Mountain of Judgment, because it looks like the mountain. It looks like a doom.
Well, we keep going here in the story, and we find out that Superman recounts the Mountain of Judgment, letting us know that it is a former missile carrier.
Mm-hmm.
Harry's made it. It's speeding through the Zoomway.
Oh yes,
through the special zone they all live in. And they get to a place and doors open and Superman recognizes Jude, the leader of the Harrys. Now, I will say this scene right here on page 6 gets a little bit confusing the next couple of issues.
It does. Yeah.
Because Superman is a jerk.
He comes off as a nice guy, and then he becomes a jerk again. He's a jerk, and then he's a nice guy, and then he's a jerk again. Straighten that out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm just going to say, like, in these interactions, Superman's kind of a jerk. But then he's nice here.
Yeah. He's nice because he's like, hey, you guy, I know, kind of.
I know you, and you're a really cool tuft on your chin.
Yeah.
It's like the Harrys apparently only they grow their hair out, and they do that, and then they only grow hair on their
that little facial thing.
Yeah, so they're growing hair on their face, but we don't know why. That's bizarre, right? I mean, it's a fashion choice. I
Yeah.
believe that this guy's hairstyle, like now, I just want to let the listeners know. Take a look at me. I've been watching all sorts of those hairstyle videos
Mm-hmm.
lately. Like where the barbers come on,
Oh
the
yeah.
little shorts,
Yeah. Yeah.
like the TikTok videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been good stuff. And going on the TikTok videos, it's fascinating because they always transform the guy's hair like this into something really cool. And they always do something called a burst fade.
Oh.
Now, it's something I have a lot of experience with.
I was gonna say, are you thinking about doing that next time you get a haircut?
Well, yeah. I mean, why not? It seems completely reasonable to me.
You should totally pay extra.
I get a haircut every day.
I bet you do.
So, I mean, I get more haircuts than any of our listeners combined. I probably could total up all of my haircuts and be way ahead of everyone.
Clean.
So, well, anyway, we find out that the whiz wagon has shown up too.
Oh, yes.
And we flip the page and they're all headed to the mysterious project.
They're off.
They're going to the project zone now.
Project zone. It's where the work gets done.
And they are coming, so the guards get ready to go. And Superman and his young companions are being scrutinized by all the guards now. But I thought they were all friends a second ago.
They were friends.
And where did all these guards come from?
I honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm reading this book. I'm 8 pages in, and I'm like, did I miss an issue? And I went back and I thought maybe I skipped a book because I was like, where do these guys come from? I don't remember seeing any of these dudes before. They must have come, and then when I went back, I was like, no, we didn't miss an issue. I think they came with the vehicle because it is a military vehicle. They just went to the zone, right? And they came there.
And now all of a sudden, Superman seems to know about everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you boys read about the Manhattan Project, which produced the first atomic bomb, I must warn you that you are now part of something very similar. Like, how does he all of a sudden... Okay, so we went from a giant hippie compound zone area of peace, love, and understanding where you were trying to murder each other.
Yep.
To 7-foot-tall universal monsters.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wait, that's the advertisement on the next page.
Okay. Oh, that's scary.
But you can get a 20-course home study program in karate, jiu-jitsu, judo, boxing, and savate.
Maybe.
And isometric muscle building, endurance, and stunts for only $1. I'm going to get this and send it to you and use this. You can use that as your training course.
Okay. Appreciate it. I'll do.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I wonder if we can still find that.
So trained. And all those things.
Well, or you could just train with Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul.
I was going to say, I'll learn from here, and then I'll put my training to work by coming down to Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul's gym, and then I will see how my training from here goes against his, and we'll see. We'll see who's the best.
How that works. Let me know how that works out for you. Yeah,
I'll do it in my clown outfit, and then see how it goes.
And then Superman says, even as the A-bomb began a new era for man, this project may begin a new history. I don't know if I'd say the A-bomb created a new era for man. Terrifying? Wait, is that... I mean, I guess technically.
Technically, it opened a door that couldn't be shut. Yeah? It was like Pandora's box.
And then we turn the page and we meet the original... Oh. Wait, no, we're still on the same page. We meet the original Legion. Newsboy Legion.
Yeah, the Newsboy Legion.
And all the dads are here. That's okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of... I honestly, like, I looked down and I thought, Clark Kent.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was like, oh my gosh, she's got a kid.
Well, maybe they should have redrawn that face too.
They should.
It also proves that Jack Kirby could just have drawn Superman's face.
Oh my gosh. Because Jack Kirby can draw Clark Kent, and Clark Kent is who?
It's just fascinating. I mean, did you know that Jack Kirby is good at drawing things?
I didn't know. Well, outside of Duckbills, but I mean, he can draw. He can draw these faces. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, we get a whole
how
page.
He nails Scrappy Doo.
Yeah. Oh God, stop with the Scrappy Doo references, please.
Okay.
Yes. Before the podcast, we were speculating whether or not Scrappy Doo was created based on Scrappy of the Newsboy Legion. Greg will be re-editing the Wikipedia Wikipedia. Is it Wikipedia? Like, it probably should be, but it's Wikipedia. But it probably should be Wikipedia because it's a wiki.
It's a wiki.
And I feel like my stumble right there just enlightened me onto a whole new way of thinking.
A whole new way. It opened a door. It was a new era for Wikipedias or wikis.
Well, we find out Superman chats with Jimmy down at the bottom of the screen while the kids are all meeting their dads. Now, this is sort of disturbing because, like, did their dad just go to work here and they didn't know, and then they just showed up and they found them for the first time? Like,
they've been paying child support. They're not deadbeats. They jammed out. They went away for milk for a day. Never came back.
And why does one of the dads look like Bob Hope?
Love it. Yeah, he does.
Did Jack Kirby draw the Bob Hope comic books?
Maybe.
I don't think so.
But he does look like Bob Hope.
Yeah, it's well, anyway, we find out that they've made it to the project. And it's a vast underground complex. The Harrys were grown and raised here. What?
Oh my. They're from there. They're of there. They are there.
Yeah.
The Harrys never left. They never came there from anywhere else because they were born there.
They were born
They're
there.
lab created Harrys. They're wildlings.
Yes, so I don't know. Like, it's bizarre. Okay, so okay, and we're finding all this for the first time. That Superman apparently knew about this. By the way, I have a very hairy guest to join us.
Oh, hi. Hello. It's Juliet, for those who can't see.
Yes, there's Juliet the dog has joined the podcast. Hello, Juliet. She is definitely a hairy. I've considered reproducing her.
Yeah?
Yeah. If I only had access to the project, I could have multiple Juliets forever.
You could.
Which would be my greatest joy.
Yeah. You could just like make like every time you're like, oh hey, we need like 2 more. And then she would just be
mean, Juliet may need a friend, and since she's the best dog ever, that would be having 2 of the best dog ever. If you have 2 of the best dog ever, you don't really have the best dog ever anymore.
But what if you have what about the other dogs in the house? How would they feel?
There are no other dogs in the house. There's only Juliet.
Oh, okay. What happened to
Holy crap, Neil Adams drew Bob Hope.
Neil Adams drew Bob
at one point, yes. I mean, there were multiple artists, but Neil Adams drew Bob Hope. What the hell?
That's amazing.
Why? Just why?
Because
The Adventures of Bob Hope.
You want to put the best on the best, you know?
I mean, no.
Yeah. Are you saying it's squandered talent, or are you just like questioning?
Yes, I say we're wasting talent having Neil Adams. I just don't think that. I don't think Neil Adams is drawing the 10-cent version of Bob Hope. Obviously, drawing the later issues.
He's a 15 center. Everyone.
It's madness. Well, I think he was a 12 center actually,
12
but
center.
that's a whole
2 pennies more
and a 15 center. Neil Adams was a 12 center, a 15 center, a 25 center, a 50 center, a dollar comics, a 75 center. Mm-hmm. He was many of those. Well, anyway, back to Jimmy Olsen. So We get a couple pages of exposition
Yeah.
of Superman explaining how they broke the genetic code and they've been reproducing human beings.
Oh my-
And Superman knew all about this.
What?
And
the
Superman.
reason why he's okay with it is he's not a human. He's like, it's fine.
And then Jimmy Olsen meets himself, and the Jimmy Olsen asks what his life number is. And he says, my life number is 43. And apparently they have cloned Jimmy Olsen without his permission. And Superman seems to be 100% fine with this.
This is much like that movie. Was it like Mickey 13 or 14? I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. But like where they just keep cloning a person and they just send them on missions and stuff. So like Jimmy Olsen's being sent on all these crazy, wild missions, and the 47th Jimmy Olsen because he's died so many times.
Well, yes, and then you see a bunch of dead Jimmy Olsens under a microscope on page 12. Like, what the fuck is happening in this book?
Those aren't dead Jimmy Olsens. Those are new Jimmy Olsens being ready to be plucked from the whatever and
those
made
look
into...
like a bunch of miniature dead Jimmy Olsens.
They're just like Pokemon, Dan. They're sleeping. They never die.
I've read ahead. I'm pretty sure those are all dead.
They're dead Jimmy Olsens. I know. They never had a chance. They need the real Jimmy Olsen to make more Jimmy Olsens.
Well, we turn the page and now we're back to Mokari and Simeon, and they're making their own special evil duplication ray.
Oh man, an evil duplication ray. Exactly what you would think Mokari would do. Get your credit card number, figure out a way to use it for a bad, evil thing, and then blammo, shows up at your door. Evil duplication ray. Gonna get your...
And conveniently, they've made themselves some kryptonite dust.
Oh, man. They're coming for you, Superman.
Well, you know what happens when Captain America falls into the building with the kryptonite dust? He becomes an addict forever.
Oh my gosh, that's true.
Wait. It's the kryptonite streets of poison.
Kryptonite streets of poison.
Yes.
Yes.
Down on Main Street.
Exactly.
Brought to you by
Hostess,
the Easy Street Band.
Oh, I thought it was by Hostess and Hostess and Nancy Reagan.
The E Street Band and Nancy Reagan. E Street Band and Nancy Reagan. Nancy Reagan permanently never understanding what Born in the USA is actually about.
Oh my gosh, so true.
We were watching some fights last night, and one of the fighters came out to Born in the USA, and I'm like, did you listen to the song?
No. None of them have.
I don't think anybody is listening, or you don't understand the words to the song.
They don't. They don't understand.
So, you know what? Nobody listens to our podcast, so it's okay. But I'm going to give out a free plug today.
Oh, do it.
Rob, the owner of American Family Restoration, which saved my house in the past when it flooded, won a kickboxing fight for the championship. He's like the reigning champion.
Crazy.
He
awesome.
knocked the guy out, knocked him down 3 times in the second round. Bam, 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 bam. And if you're in this area and something happens to your house, use them. They're awesome. This guy was at my house 4 years ago at 4:30 in the morning.
I remember.
After Paul called him with water running down everywhere, and then I just watched him obliterate somebody in the ring.
He does it all, people, is what Dan is trying to say.
Yeah,
you want your house fixed?
Not only can he fix your house or facilitate all of that, but he can totally take out any of the other people. And if you have a problem with a contractor while he's taking care of your house, he'll take care of business. I mean, that's really easy.
I mean, I don't know if that's legal, but I mean...
Well, he also happens to lead striking classes sometimes at Certified Martial Arts.
All right. Hey, come learn from the best. Put it to the test.
Yeah, you could go to 27th and Jackson and you can get your home restored and learn how to beat people up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's I think based on the action so far in this issue, I saw more action in that 6 minutes of fighting than I have in this entire issue so far.
Wild.
Wild.
Yes.
It's a good thing. I needed to see something this weekend. So anyway, Darkseid has reappeared.
Oh, Darkseid.
And they're all bowing to Darkseid, and Darkseid is making fun of them.
He's like, hey, don't make fun of me.
And he said, yes, but who can deny the power of the other side? Death can eclipse life. A great lie can smash truth. And an answer to a finely disciplined Superman is what you have created. A chaotic fury of a thing, an uncontrollable organic murder machine.
No.
Oh, he doesn't laugh. But the giant breaks out.
The giant.
That was so chill. Yeah, just the giant breaks out.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and then we get a letter column piece. The Harrys, Super Race or Man's Second Chance by Jack Kirby.
It's a long
I don't
one,
believe
folks.
that I shall ever get a chance to see a Harry. Perhaps that's as it should be. Perhaps all that is owed to a man is hope dawning instead of a dream fulfilled. Somehow, I feel that the question is with the ramifications is more exciting than the answer wrapped in organized, practical, well-defined reality. And it's now, my friends, that you're seeing an administration completely run by these so-called Harrys. And in fact, we've discovered the terrible ramifications of unleashing clones and Harrys into the universe. The end.
The end. It goes on for many more paragraphs.
I don't know if you heard what I just said, but that's okay.
The end?
You were looking somewhere else. Yeah, well, we also have direct currents. We can see what else was running at the time here. Nothing a lot of exciting, actually. Lois Lane in the snow. Atomic Knights.
Oh.
So, that's cool. Three Musketeers. That sounds terrible.
It sounds terrible, but I mean, if you like the Three Musketeers, they're delicious candy bars.
Date with Debbie. That sounds terrible. Boy, they were really. It's a good thing they got Jack Kirby because the rest of this shit sounds terrible that they were producing at this time. Tales from the Fortress of Solitude.
Oh, it's Mouseketeers.
Supergirl with a new look.
The Man-Bat.
God, I hate Man-Bat so much. No offense to. I mean, like, I don't know. The Lizard.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to go down this road.
You're just like, no, we'll skip. Moving on.
Skip. Don't piss off our one listeners. Well, the giant is on the loose with his sex hat
angry.
on.
He's smashing up this lab. He's like, Simeon doesn't know what to do. He's running away. He's got to get monkey hooks in the wall to be able to hang back stuff that's fallen down. Makari's trying to order stuff to hang on the walls after the giant's torn it all off. It's terrible.
I think we've also learned that, like, Darkseid's a really terrible general. Like,
he's a bad boss.
Completely incompetent idiots to Earth to do his bidding. He should probably just come do it himself.
He should, but he's trying to keep his hands clean.
Like, I mean, he totally represents American middle management, right? Choosing the worst people for the job.
Well, yeah, I mean, that is middle management. You hire the worst to do the best. You don't.
To make yourself feel important so nobody can actually give you feedback.
Oh, look, they did such a terrible job. Let me hire somebody else to do a better job than that. Oh.
Or I'm going to have to step in and take care of things.
Oh, look at me.
Look at these people. They can't do anything out. I'm very important. Very important. I'm Darkseid. I'm Darkseid. Middle management. America. Corporation.
I mean, you're not wrong. He's not wrong.
Well, we finally get some action here in this book, and the giant takes off, and he's beating up Superman and shoving him against things, and we knock his mask off, and oh my gosh, he looks just like Incredible Hulk Jimmy Olsen.
It's Incredible Jimmy Olsen, folks. Watch out, Superman. He's made of kryptonite.
And he's got, like, kryptonite dust all over him, yeah, so Superman's, like, not doing too well. It's not so good. maybe if Superman had told people about all this clone making, this wouldn't be a problem to begin with.
If
Maybe
he
he
told them about
deserves
the
this.
clone making, if people didn't know about his weakness, they wouldn't have cloned a Jimmy Olsen. That like he's like, oh, it's Jimmy Olsen. I love you, little man, but you're so big and so green. Why are you so green? Oh my gosh, you're made of kryptonite. I can't. One, I can't touch you because you're Jimmy Olsen, and two, you're made of kryptonite. My weakness. It's like chocolate.
Well, we get some slot racing here on the next page and some trains with Tycho.
Yes. Tycho making his
And
big
now-
entry, trying to beat out
now we get a bunch
AFX.
That's fair. We get a bunch of these. Remember the military people that were just randomly there? They're now
Yeah.
trying to murder Jimmy Olsen clone Hulk.
Yeah, they're they're trying to shoot him down with their Tommy guns, and Incredible Jimmy Olsen's like, Jimmy Olsen smash.
I like that. Incredible Jimmy Olsen.
He's just like, Olsen smash.
And then we're back to the Newsboy Legion.
They're
and
watching it
they're
all on
like,
television.
We didn't create these guys.
It's not us.
And we're talking about the original Newsboy
Yeah.
Legion.
We didn't do this.
And
us.
yeah, but they're sure full of themselves. It's like, we the first Newsboy Legion, we're called here to help do a job. I, Gabby, as a teacher. Yes, and I, the original big words, am here as a geneticist.
Yeah.
And I, Scrapper, became a social worker. Oh, bullshit.
I gave up fighting to make things right.
Yeah. I gave up fighting to take a desk job being a social worker.
Hey,
I now strip children from their parents and send them to foster homes.
he might not be that kind of social worker, Dan.
Oh, what kind of social worker is he then?
He might be the kind that's like, the kind that's he's seen some stuff, so he knows some stuff, so he's there to be a help.
And I, once the kid they called Tommy, is summoned here as a medical doctor to help with the cloning.
Oh.
Okay, so wait. Now, who doesn't fit here? Okay, right now we have a teacher, a social worker, a geneticist, and a medical doctor.
Yes.
I mean, did they just want to hang out with their friends, the teacher and the social worker, so they just like brought them along?
Yeah, one of these things is not like the other.
I am a teacher, so I am allowed to make these jokes.
I would say, I mean, you gotta teach the clones, right? So you need the teacher to teach the clones. The social worker's there to help out with the clones when they're dealing with issues. Oh my gosh, I'm a clone. What do I do? And he's like, don't worry. I know things are tough right now. We're gonna get you through this. You're going through some tough times. Let me help you figure this out. Let's sit around in a circle and talk about this. If you're holding the conch, you can talk. If you're not, then you have to be quiet. I mean, I've been there. I've done this.
Clone therapy?
Clone
This is where we're
therapy.
at in
Yeah.
clone therapy.
Yeah, so
This
it's
is literally the worst, stupidest shit ever.
so they go through that whole entire thing. That's why the teacher and the social worker are there with the geneticist and the scientist, the doctor,
What?
and the millionaire.
And
the
my
movie
swear counter has
star.
been going up on this podcast, since this whole clone bullshit has started to happen. I'm starting to have nightmares about this. This is like, and then like somebody was reading this at Marvel Comics in the 90s and was like, "Damn, that Jack Kirby is amazing. We totally should do that with Spider-Man.
We got to do that with Spider-Man.
We got to do. Superman's got clones. God damn it, Spider-Man has to have a clone too.
We're gonna clone Spider-Man and call it Spider Clone. It's gonna be amazing. Kids are gonna love it. Kids love clones. I mean,
No, we'll call it the Scarlet Spider.
Yeah, let's go.
What was worse? What's a worse name for a shitty Spider-Man? Arachnaman in WCW wrestling or the fucking Scarlet Spider?
I think Scarlet Spider, Arachnaman sounds pretty cool. Arachnaman. It sounds like it sounds.
Until you find out it's Brad Armstrong under a mask.
But he didn't know that right away, Dan. I mean,
Well, I
maybe
guess
he
it was
did.
better than the Candyman Brad Armstrong, like he was giving little kids candy on the edge of the ring while he was enjoying a different type of candy backstage.
Yeah, that's true too. Man.
He liked nose candy, from what I understand.
I
I don't want to disparage. You know what? I'm picking on a dead person.
You're picking on a dead person.
Wait, is
Dan.
Brad Armstrong dead? I think so.
I don't know. I
I
if
probably
he's
should
not,
confirm these
You
things.
should
before I
confirm
say
this
them.
before you say that. People, we're sorry if we've
Yes,
given
he
you.
is. He's been dead since 2012, so
Was
I
it
was correct.
was it drug related?
And no comment.
No comment. Okay.
We-
I mean,
Well, I'm
heart
sure
attack.
like
He had a
most of
heart
the
attack.
wrestlers' deaths are drug related in some way.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
He was found dead in his home after seeing his physician the previous week for an undisclosed medical issue.
I see.
So
Could have
people
been.
have speculated that he died of a heart attack. So,
Yeah.
well, that's unfortunate because I
Yeah.
actually liked Brad Armstrong. I don't know why I'm making fun of him. I think he was one of the most underutilized wrestlers in the history of all of pro wrestling. He was
Aren't they
always
all?
good as that young, plucky babyface, but then they made him into like Arachnaman. Like, why?
Because the
Was
kids
he not
loves.
Arachnaman? Oh, I could be wrong. Hold up. I could be wrong.
Oh no, Dan, wrong
I
about
see.
something.
Oh, no, I'm right. I'm right. I'm right.
Okay,
I'm
everybody,
right.
Dan is right.
Arachnaman.
The world is okay.
You know what, Greg?
What?
You know what, Greg?
I'm your hype man, Dan.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you and Funky Flashman.
Funky Flashman.
We don't see Funky Flashman again for a while, though. We saw him when we were doing our Justice League International reviews.
I think I might cosplay as Funky Flashman someday.
What if we both cosplayed as Funky Flashman
that'd be
at
great.
the same
People
time?
are like, what?
And we just went around hyping everybody we saw. So we just walked up to everybody in cosplay and started hyping them.
Hyping them up, and they're like, what is going on?
And we just walked by and, how would you feel about escaping a million traps? This guy right here
knows what to do. Look at that.
I just finished the first Mr. Miracle issue. It's so very sad. Well, you've read them all.
It's been like long time.
Well, I did say I would read through, so I am trying to read through the omnibus as we go to give me a little bit more context since you've read everything.
It has been literally 15, 16 years since my last read of stuff.
Well, you have your omnibus, so you could be reading too.
I could.
Well, we find out as they all tell us who they are and what they do.
Yes.
We flip the page and we find out that there's all military wives want diamonds.
You do, and you can get them here.
At least in 1969 or 1970.
And all military dudes are reading this book right here, so they're buying their wives diamonds from the comic book.
And only $20 monthly. So we will make sure we have a military ad here that makes sure we indebt military people for life. It's what we call credit off base, credit on base. And that's was some good policies. You know, I understand that the administration may be reinstituting some of those great policies. Yeah.
Great. Get yourself
Actually,
a car.
it's probably like the only thing I haven't heard them be doing. So maybe like it's, So, well, anyway, it's suddenly Jimmy Olsen peers deeply within the depths of the life chamber. Oh, sorry, I skipped a thing. Yeah, we got to the life chamber and because they're trying to find somebody to fight the giant.
The giant
and
needs
when you
fighting.
need to fight the giant, you need first off, we all know that to fight the giant, you need a monster truck.
Yes.
You need to get out of the monster truck on top of the Kobe arena. And you need to push the giant off the arena, only to fight him later in the wrestling show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it's done.
Yes. And so far I haven't seen a monster truck, but I do see the Guardian.
The Guardian.
And
the Guardian's gonna do it.
Yes, he wants out. Before he gets out and we know it's the Guardian, he's like, yes, I'm strong. Let me out. My mission is to defend, to protect. You face disaster. Let me out. Look, he's picking up an object. It looks like a shield. Oh. I know. You've been duplicating now. The Guardian. Oh, right. We've made it to the Guardian. And now we have to go against the DN aliens.
Denalians.
Denalians. We have to beat up the shitty Chevy SUV, the Denalian.
Oh my gosh. It beats itself.
It defeats itself.
It defeats itself at every turn.
Its engine defeated itself.
It can't make a K turn. It's too large. It's stuck again. The Denalians.
It couldn't make it down the Zoom way or
it got stuck.
We were going here.
It got stuck in a parking lot.
What?
Somebody tried to take it for buying again. Oh no. Hi, center.
Well, you know if something's going on when you get to the letters page, the Jimmy Olsen's pen pals,
Mm-hmm.
and the first two letters aren't about the old issues at all. It's just like, boy, was I shocked and happy to hear of Jack Kirby returning to DC. I was a follower of his work for years, and it was deeply hurt at the recent announcement by that company of his leaving.
Oh
I
no.
sincerely hope that Jack will be on the job permanently and not just for one story. You see, I always believed that Murphy Anderson was the best artist at DC and that Jack Kirby was the best in Marvel. Now I'll be able to see them both at one company.
Oh my.
Tim, yes, of Houston, Pennsylvania.
Oh, the times that they had.
And Murphy Anderson potentially inking Jack Kirby is kind of crazy if you think about it.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's Murphy Anderson redrawing Jack Kirby's faces. Dear editor, so you will see them work together.
Yeah.
Dear editor, I can't believe it. Jack Kirby actually going to do art for DC. Although I like DC Mags best of all, I still marveled at Jack's art when he worked for another publishing company. I was disappointed on hearing of Jack's leaving, but now I have my favorite artist doing art on my favorite mag. Will Jack be working with DC for a long period of time? What mags will he be using his wonderful talent on? And we get a response. Jarring Jack will be with us as long as we can keep him happy. And be sure. Oh, and we sure are doing our best in that area. He'll be doing not only Jimmy Olsen, but such new creations as the Forever People, the New Gods, and Mr. Miracle.
Dang. All, I mean, in my opinion, all good stuff. So
yeah, so far, I mean, I'm a big fan. Though I really was thinking I need to buy the Commandy Omnibus.
dang. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I saw, oh, hey, 1971, a new year brings a new beginning for Superman. So we're finding out all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And you could get a rally chopper.
Heck yeah, man. Crazy story about that type of bike. When I was younger, I really wanted one because it looked neat. They're a cool street bike for those who don't know what they are. It's a cool like Stingray. It's like Rally's version of a Stingray. And had the shifter in the middle and stuff like that, so you could shift gears and brake and stuff like that. It looks really cool. It's got the high handlebars and everything like that. Cool back seat that swoops up like in a like a chopper, right? Like a motorcycle look. Not good on a BMX track with its tiny front wheel and its big back wheel. Because my neighbor had one and I borrowed it and I ate the dirt really good.
The dirt.
So it was a very bad day trying to ride that bike.
Well, like a good day for Superman, though, in 1971, we find out about all the things they're going to do in the Superman mags. We find out that we get the Newsboy Legion right here with Jack Kirby. We find out that Rose and Thorn are going to make an appearance. They'll eventually be going into Lois Lane's comic. They'll eventually go into the future and be part of the Legion of Superheroes with Brian Bendis. Far, far away from here. Supergirl gets a whole new look. It looks awful. And then
it looks just like she does in the movie, dude.
We find out that Superman is still teaming up with people in World's Finest. And then also
there's more.
And already in the ring, there's Action Comics and the Legion of Superheroes and Superboy. The Untold Tales of Krypton and Superman. So we've got a lot going on, but we're only going to be reviewing one thing for a while, and that's Jimmy Olsen. So
yes.
Yeah, well, let's see. I feel like we need to wrap up the podcast, but we covered most of the people already. We've talked
Yeah.
about Jiu-Jitsu Paul
Yeah.
and certified martial arts, and we've talked about the Retro Emporium, and we should mention that Travis announced today that most of the issues of Starlight #7 have been sent out. They've finally been rescued from the printer,
Yeah.
who uh, I'll say it since you're not allowed to, who held you hostage for extra money and went against their own contract that they had with you, and all of a sudden raised prices and is a dishonorable business person and not cool. And I won't say the name of the printer, but if you were wondering why Starlight #7 hasn't made it to you yet, that's why. And Greg doesn't even have to say it. I will. It's really dishonorable for somebody to make an agreement and then substantially raise prices. And we're not talking about, oh, hey, a tariff happened and we raised things by 20%. No, we're talking about literally doubling the price based on that was what was promised.
Yeah.
Uh, it took a little bit longer to get things printed, but now Travis has things sent out, and Travis looking good too. Travis looks like he's dropped like 30 or 40
Yeah.
pounds.
Yeah. His new partner and him have a really good meal plan, workout plan, and other stuff going on, and he is on a very good um, healthy life plan. So
Maybe we
he's
should call it Abs at 50 Travis instead of Abs at 50 Dan.
he's
He's
you guys
outdoing
are
me.
you guys are both doing you're both working out good plans together, or separately together at the same time, and it's
Separately together.
separately together, and it's really nice to see my friends succeeding where I'm 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 hopping along on my
Well,
bad
Greg,
foot.
you too could come down and work out at Certified Martial Arts. I'm sure Paul would have you anytime. And
Yes.
and that's anybody too yeah, I think and then of course Greg, still it's still available now that Greg is a celebrity after speaking at the Boeing Museum of Flight.
It's
uh
just the Museum of Flight now. It's just the Museum of Flight.
oh, I'm sorry, yeah, we don't put Boeing's name on anything since they
Yeah.
abandoned the Pacific Northwest and
They
they're
they
traitors to everyone here.
they reminded me they were I was reminded before speaking that it is the Museum of Flight.
Not the Boeing Museum of Flight.
So
Okay,
I
well,
was I was like, oh, okay, I've
the
called it
Museum
that.
of Flight sponsored by Boeing.
Just the Museum of Flight.
Okay, well, the Museum of Flight. Now that you're a celebrity, you and Michael Tanner are celebrities. Everyone could find out why and go pick up a copy of Absolute Zeros if you haven't.
Yeah, I would tell you to
Launchpad.
go. I would say go pick up a copy at the Museum of Flight. But when we were there doing our signing and our author talk, we had a sizable amount of books to sign and sell. And when we left, there was only 3 left. So if they get a restock,
Wow.
then they will get more in for you. But at the moment, there was only 3 left last week, so I don't know if if they'll be available. So hit up
Well,
your local
hit it
comic.
up.
Yeah, hit them up. Hit up your local bookstore, comic shop, the Retro Emporium, uh, anywhere you can find books. Amazon.
You could even get it on Amazon if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to. Yeah.
I mean, they
So
have them there, and you can get it. And if you like the book, if you get the book and you like the book, the best thing you can do, leave a review. Leave it on Amazon, leave it on Goodreads, wherever you like to leave reviews, because honestly, it helps us, but it helps new readers connect with the book. If they don't know anything about it, they can get an idea if it's right for them, right for their kids, or right for their friends, and they can pass it along with anything you
and
read.
and more importantly, Greg has ended his relationship with MXPX and is now attaching a Man Speaker Green Jelly CD to every hardcover that he sells.
Oh my gosh. If I honestly, like, if I could, I would do that in a heartbeat, folks. They're fantastic. But those are hard CDs to get a hold of, so I cannot say that I could do that, but I you know, if you're lucky enough, you might get a pool noodle.
Okay, that seems reasonable.
I
So,
mean, that's as green jelly as you're gonna get from me. So if you say the magic word, whatever that may be, maybe you might get a
Well,
Not in the mail, though.
dog next to me. A sound asleep dog next to me indicates that we should end the podcast.
Oh, okay. It's that time.
And it is that time. But we will be back next time with issue 136. So read along. You can grab the Jack Kirby Omnibus and do this. Jack Kirby, Fourth World Omnibus, not to be confused with other Jack Kirby Omnibuy, since
many.
Jack Kirby's written a few things.
He has so many things.
And you read along with us. And we'd love that. And yeah, it's great stuff. So we're actually giving you goodness for once.
Yeah. We're excited.
And Superman at his all-time assholishness. So.
Oh, so good.
All right. Well, we'll wrap this up now, but we will see you next time.
See you later.